Hey there, welcome into the Ben Maynard program. Thanks for being here. You guys, look who I have right next to me. Yeah, I'm not solo tonight. It's date night with Ben and Raul. So we'll have like a threesome or something, little menage a trois or whatever, you know? Uh,
Strictly heterosexual date night. Just for the
yeah,
record, Ben.
yeah, okay, sure, whatever you say, Raul.
Thank
All
you.
right,
Thank you.
hey, but before we get into any of that nuttiness, I just want to remind you all that this program is available wherever you get your podcasts. And of course, like tonight, because we're live, it's on YouTube. So just subscribe to the Ben Maynard program. Um, Last but not least, follow me on my socials. On Instagram, it's simply Ben Maynard program, all one word. Or where I'm a little more active on the TikTok, it is at the Ben Maynard program. So there are plenty of ways to take in this show for your dancing and listening pleasure. And away we go. Raul, what is up on this Friday evening? How's it going?
It's going great. Work, work, work. Fun, fun, fun.
Oh yeah.
Trying to.
Well, I'll let everyone know. I'll start it off by letting everyone know that Raul is like big time now. Ever since he came on this program right here and took it hostage and played the host, he's like big time. Okay. And he's doing other podcasts, so we're gonna get into that in a little bit. Um but yeah, he kind of doesn't have time for me anymore. So getting him on was
That's not.
I
That is
had to
still
work
not the
at it.
truth. I'm just a little fish in Ben and Larry Reedy's big pond.
Yeah, definitely. So you mentioned Larry, and people, Larry and Raul and I we're Raul started this text group, and almost every morning these two guys are going back and forth and they're getting me involved, and I'm at work. I don't have time for this nonsense. I don't know. I don't even think Raul has a job. I really don't. I mean, we all know Larry's retired, but I don't think Raul has a job. So these guys are just blowing up my phone constantly, and it's like, guys, I got work to do here. But
That's
we
that's
have
what
fun.
that's what people say on my job site too. Oh, what are you doing? What are you
Yeah.
doing? You know,
But we
I,
have fun with it, right?
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
I find it always learning when I speak to you and Larry. Always challenging myself to stay consistent with what you folks have done. All the studies I've gone through says that you guys are unicorns because most podcasters tap out around 10 episodes, give or take. That's from
Yeah.
what I read.
Yeah. That's right.
And
That's
and
right.
you guys are in the hundreds. Larry's in the billions. So you know
You think
that's
so?
that's that says a lot. That says a lot with
Yeah.
respect to your commitment, um, your willingness to keep moving forward, and that's inspiring.
Yeah, what you said is so true. I mean, there's like 4.7 million podcasts, I guess worldwide, which I mean, think about it. That's a ton. That is a lot of choices for people to make besides whatever their regular kind of listening or reading is. And yeah, I kind of read the same thing. You and I were kind of doing research at the same time, and I read the same thing that it was like a really high percentage of people who start podcasts stop somewhere between 10 and 12 episodes. Some don't even make it to 10 episodes,
Right.
right? And so, Larry is, what did he say he was? He's like over 700 episodes now, I
Yeah.
think.
Right.
And
Right.
I look, all transparency, people, if you're not listening, well, before the transparency, if you're not listening to Larry Reedy's America, you're really doing yourself a disservice, especially in the last year. Um, Larry had a bunch of episodes leading into last year, but from about July, so it's been about 12 months now. Larry did three different history segments on his podcast. He did one on each president, starting with George Washington and going all the way to Donald Trump. He hasn't actually released the episode with Donald Trump's current current time in office, but he's done every president prior to that. He did a segment on every single state, all 50 states, and he released one every single week. I think he's coming up on his last the last one. I think he's got coming up. And then he also did every day of the year, so 250 days years. I'm sorry. He did one on every year, and he released it every day. So over the course of 250 days, he covered 250 years of the nation. So a lot of history. I tell you, Larry, that guy's a rock star, man. He's something else, man.
I'll tell you what, like when we were in school, I always enjoyed history, learning about it, but not to the degree of what I've learned with Larry. Listening to all the backstories and all the good stuff from each president, and the states, in terms of how we got the name, there's so many gold nuggets in listening to Larry and learning so much that I had my grandsons, and they're 6 and 4, and I said, hey, listen to this. They can only listen for like 5 or 10 minutes, right? But,
yeah, sure.
But I'm trying to get them acclimated to learning about our history. So I think it's extremely important. So kudos to Larry.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that had to really take a lot out of Larry, because like I said, the guy's just a rock star, and really, guys, you really need to check out the Larry Reedy's America. He covers a lot of other stuff, but that was his big focus for this last year.
If you love booze too, Larry's got it.
He's got like 100 episodes just on beer and whiskey tasting. Yeah, and he'll get his buddies on there, like three other buddies, and they're tasting beers, they're tasting whiskeys. They even do stuff where they're tasting frozen pizzas, So, but it's good stuff. And if you guys aren't aware, Larry is an 87-year-old veteran and a former businessman and everything. He lives on the Reedy compound in Batesville, Indiana. I mean, he's got like a 40-acre spread out there. Just love it. He actually didn't he send us pictures? He sent us pictures
of his
today.
Grass.
Yeah, of all his grass. Because I was out this morning, people.
Not the stuff you smoke, folks, either. Not the stuff you smoke.
No.
Real grass.
The greens, the stuff you roll around on.
Yes,
And I was out doing yard work this morning. I had the day off, and of course, here comes Raul and Larry start blowing things up this morning. And I'm like, dudes, I'm humping my rear end right now doing the yard work. All right.
I can't even tell you what I told Ben on just because for so many reasons. But anyway.
Yeah, because most of it's very inappropriate.
Right.
Yeah. It's like locker room talk. But anyway, so so rock on, listen to Larry. Larry's podcast is audio only, and it's wherever you get your podcasts. Just look up Larry Reedy's America, or you can go to his website, larryreedysamerica.net, I think it is, and just look it up. Just look at it. He's got all the episodes there, and it's fun because you got this guy, really, he's like your grandpa, and he's giving you a history lesson, so it's really cool. Anyway, so but Raul brings that up because Raul was a guest on Larry's podcast a couple weeks back, a short time after Raul came and took over the studio here. And Larry saw that. Larry says, hey, Raul's great. I want Raul on my podcast. And so they had already hooked up, they'd already been in touch with one another prior to that. And so they did that. And now, Raul's getting calls to be on this podcast or that podcast. So I figured before Raul blew up and just completely shined me like a shoe, that I would get him back here, because he hasn't been a guest on the podcast. He's been he's been the host, but he hasn't been a guest. So Raul's got some stuff coming up. He really got the fever after hosting this show here, and so I want to talk about that. So you got a podcast coming up, Raul. So let's bring everybody in and let them know what's going on.
So you're absolutely right. When I was on your, I consider myself an extrovert. Pretty jolly guy.
Sure. Yeah.
I guess I can be funny. I guess people say.
Hey, do me a favor. Do me a favor. Get up on your microphone a little bit more.
How's that? How's that better?
Yeah. A little better. Okay.
So, I, like I mentioned before on Ben's podcast, I've been a fan of Ben's, and he shakes his head and does all this nonsense, but I really have. I've watched almost darn near all of his podcasts, and I'll not all, so I'm not going to exaggerate, but I'm in the process of listening to all of them, and Larry's too. So when I say I'm a fan, I am. And what started to happen when I started talking with Ben and Larry, I said, wow, these guys are great. Wonder if I can do it. Wonder if I can put something together. And I got on Ben's podcast, and he's kind of right with, I've had, right now to date, I have 8 podcasts that either I've been a guest on or will be a guest on. And I'm extremely humbled because, I don't know, I'm just a dork. But I like sharing stories, and but also, like I told Ben, and I tell him all the time, I'm an active listener and learner. Ben has told me things that I remind him about, and it's probably been a couple of years, and I'm sure he goes, God, this guy can remember that nonsense stuff, or how does he do it? I just don't forget, because I truly believe that our life is about learning. And other things too, being kind, being courteous, being caring. And that's kind of why I think I gravitated towards Ben and Larry, because they embody that. They really do. And there's just such a wealth of knowledge. And I'm not a real big music buff, but I enjoy listening to Ben, because he's a savant. He's a dork when it comes to this stuff. I don't know where he pulls it out of, but it's just all there. And
okay, wait, stop. Okay, this isn't about me. This is about you.
No, I know, but I'm just trying to share where it came from, I guess.
And you can tell everybody that I made you spend a whole boatload of money after one podcast episode on.
Yeah, these vinyl records that Ben doesn't even have a vinyl radio player. I don't know what the hell they call it.
You mean a turntable?
Turntable. There you go.
But I made you.
Yeah, he got me all excited, and I went and bought a turntable and a bunch of vinyl records.
Yeah. And then sent me a picture of it and said, "Thanks, you made me spend all this money."
Yeah, probably. I don't know if I'm ever going to play them, but I have them. Stare at them.
Yeah.
My gift to music is turning the radio on.
Yeah,
that's my gift, and I tremendous amount of God, just admiration for these artists that do this and have done it and continue to do it. So that's kind of how it started. And my podcast is called Hard Hats and Humor, and it really involves my background, whether it was in leadership or being a safety consultant manager on job sites. The things I see, the things people do, the things they don't say. It's luckily, many of them, almost all, never end in a fatality. because there's nothing funny. There's nothing funny about that. However, there's situations where you say, really, really, you know, one of my taglines is "Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy."
Yeah, that's right.
And if you've ever been on a job site, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I think that's why it resonates with people, especially people in the trades. Like Ben, you're in the trades. You're a professional CDL truck driver, so you're in the trades. You get it. I did an episode on people peeing on the side of the freeway. You get it. You see it all day. You see it all day.
Yeah.
And then I followed that up with, because I told them about I shared the problem, but I never gave a solution. So the next segment, I talked about a solution, buying a pee cup or these urinal things, or I don't know, just getting a good pee geographic location or hot spots, if you will. You got to be real careful about those.
Or Mickey's Big Mouth, you know, beer bottle.
Yeah. So,
right.
Well, for those big guys, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, so but your podcast hasn't officially launched yet. You've been setting things up, and you've been trying to gather a following. You've been putting out a lot of shorts on your YouTube channel, and working at building it that way, and then you get your social media stuff going as well, right?
Yeah, you know, in about 3 weeks, I got over 3,000 followers.
Yeah,
which I thought was, you know, it's okay. I'm grateful. I'm thankful. But that was a pretty great start, because what I wanted to do was
no, it's not a pretty great start. That is a great start.
I want to use that as a feeder into the YouTube podcast, so that way people get some familiarity and understand what I'm talking about, and try to generate traffic, you know, that way. So yeah, I've been doing a lot of research on microphones, you know, special apps for editing, and I'll tell you what, this editing thing is. I just might go to the Ben Maynard editing school, where he doesn't edit and you get warts and all, as he says, because I'll tell you what, folks, it is rough.
Yeah.
With that component of it, and I'm learning, but I don't know how that's going to go.
Well, not only that, Raul, I think, for me, there's a couple reasons. One, because editing takes a lot of time and I'm not real proficient at it. So that's one reason. Another reason is, without the editing and the warts and all, everything comes out organic, you know, just as it's spoken into the microphone. That's how it's translated onto the YouTube channel, or where the streaming platforms, wherever it goes out just that way. And then for the listener, or even the viewer, they get to see that. You can tell when someone's editing their videos. So what is it that they're actually editing out? Look, I don't have the smoothest delivery there is, but that's okay. I'm all right with it. It's just, you know, I have my speaking gait, so to speak, and that's how it is. I'm not going to try to change that, but a lot of it is for time too, because once I record something, or like what you and I are doing, it's live tonight. And by the way, this is Friday Night Live. This is date night with Ben and with Raul. And so, I don't, once I'm done, I hit stop. I don't want to spend a bunch of time cutting things up. I want to get it out there and published, and to the podcast world as soon as I possibly can. I want them to hear it or watch it, whatever it is that they do. I want them to get it in as quickly as possible. So, a couple reasons why I don't want to do it. So
makes sense.
Yeah,
it's making more sense as I try to learn
it. So okay. So we'll come back to the podcast in a minute. Again, it is Hard Hats and Humor. All right. And Raul's on Facebook. He's on TikTok, Instagram too, right, Raul?
Yes, sir.
And then, of course, he does have the YouTube channel as well. It's all Hard Hats and Humor. You don't have to do anything else. Just look up Hard Hats and Humor on whatever platform you're on. You're going to find it, and you're going to see Raul's pretty face there. So let's get into this, because hey, we got a normal thing that we do here on Friday Night Live, Raul. Yeah, we got to stick with the program a little bit. So I'll start by saying today, I'm not sure if you're aware, but today is International Beer Day.
I am not.
Okay. Well, I don't know if you have a beer sitting there or not. It is Friday, so you might have a
Right,
beer
right.
already, But so it's International Beer Day, and as everyone knows, I don't drink beer. I like my barrel aged stouts, but I know it starts out like a beer, but it really isn't a beer, especially by the time it's done. So
Do you drink those cold or warm?
no, room
Room
temperature.
temperature?
Yeah,
Room
room
temperature.
temperature.
Yeah, that's
Kind of
what I
just
hear.
like, yeah, just like with whiskey or, tequila, whatever it is, drink it at room temperature and really enjoy the aroma, all the flavors and stuff that it gives you, that kind of stuff. So it's totally different. I used to when I started drinking tequila, really not that long ago, little over 20 years ago. Um, I used to want it cold because I
That's
like
60 years ago. Wow.
in dog years. but I uh but I like everything cold. I like ice cold milk, I like ice cold, water, whatever. So I would put a ice cube in it or something and drink it cold, and it tastes great, but you lose something. You lose that aroma, you lose that mouth feel, you lose that whatever flavor it's got going on in there. So I didn't. I was like, I broke down. Actually, my brother Jim is the one who was like, dude, you got to try it this way. You got to try it this way. Okay, all right. So I came around to his school of thought, and it paid off. I completely understand where he was coming from on it. So yeah. So that's it. The whiskeys, tequilas, barrel aged stouts, all room temperature.
So since it's Beer Day or National Beer Day, is it
Yeah.
National Beer Day? Is that what you say?
International.
International. Okay.
Yeah.
What if I had to pick a beer? And I don't drink beer all that very often either.
Right.
But I would pick Heineken. I think
Okay.
that's I've come to really enjoy that beer. What would be yours?
Being that I do not drink beer at all, let me
Mhm.
see. Probably because I love the name. Probably Moosehead.
Gosh, that's high school stuff, Ben.
it's I don't know. My younger brother used to just love drinking Moosehead, so I probably Moosehead.
Wow, wow, that's a flashback for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Or even maybe Lowenbrow.
Oh yeah, yep, yep.
How did the jingle go again? It's oh my goodness. I don't remember how the jingle went, but it ended by saying, um, wow, God, how'd it go? I had it and I just lost it. But
The,
and
the,
but it,
the, the only jingle I ever remember is the banquet of beers, Coors.
Coors, yeah.
Yeah, just that's just comes up to.
Well, I got, and again, I don't even drink it, but I got Catherine into drinking Coors Banquet
Yeah,
because
right, right.
because we watch
That's top shelf stuff.
we watch Yellowstone and we watch
Oh yeah,
Dutton
right.
Ranch and all that, and that's what all the cowboys drink is Coors Banquet, and it's got to be in that short bottle. And I'm so glad that they brought that back after going away for so many years, because that's how it was. Like when we were kids,
Yeah,
you would see
yeah.
it, and it was those short, stout bottles. So I got Catherine into that, and she's liking it. Yeah, she's liking it. But anyway, so what was it? Let it be Lowenbrow. I can't remember how it led into
I
that
don't
though, but it was
remember either.
let it be Lowenbrow. Good, yeah, great stuff. So, um, all right. So this day in history, though, Raul, in 1782, first president of the United States, George Washington, ordered the creation of the first United States military decoration. It was initially called the Badge of Military Merit, and today we know it as the Purple Heart. And today is Purple Heart Day as well. So, yeah, I like that. Especially, I feel good about that because I have had two Purple Heart recipients on the podcast.
Right.
in studio, So I
Right.
just like, yeah, I love that. And as a matter of fact, Ronnie Geyer, the first one that had come in, he brought his Purple Heart with him, and showing it on the camera and everything. I got to hold it. It was great. It's funny. You would think that it would mean more to him being in pristine shape. That thing's wore out, beat up, because he wants other people to look at it, to touch it, to feel it. And so for all these years that he's had it, he goes out and speaks at schools and youth groups and everything else. And so he's just passing the thing around, so
An American hero.
yeah, definitely. And then let's see. This day in 1957, Oliver Hardy from the comedy team, the first Hollywood, the first comedy team, Oliver and Hardy. He died on this day in 1957 in California. Remember Oliver and Hardy?
I do.
My recollection of those guys is Shakey's Pizza when we were kids, and we had the one on Washington Boulevard, and it's still there to this day. Still there. But we would go there from time to time as a family, and we'd be in there eating pizza, and they had the red and white gingham table covers over the long bench tables, and they're almost like picnic tables and benches you'd sit on, and they had a screen up on the wall that showed nothing but Oliver and Hardy shows. And I just used to love it as a kid. That was great,
That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Last one. All right. Last one on this day in history. 1969. Photographer Ian McMillan captured the iconic photo that would become the cover of the Beatles' Abbey Road. Iconic picture, those four lads.
They're walking.
Yeah. Definitely.
I'm not even a Beatle fan, and that's so iconic, I know.
You're not even a Beatle fan. You spent 2 hours here sitting in the studio with Mario and I.
Well, that, shoot, full disclosure, that was a history lesson that I know for sure. Well, I was one of three, and I could say I was one of three because that was unbelievable.
It was. Mario was just, he's just like rattling stuff off like nothing, Mario didn't have one note with him, nothing. He just sat down here. We put his mural up, or his collage up on the studio wall, and just went,
But you taught him about the record where the two brothers were their names were engraved, right?
It was the Let It Be album, and it was the Smooth Band. I can't remember what. There's a name for it around the label where they inscribe the catalog number of that particular recording, and in the inscription there was Phil plus Ronnie, Phil Spector plus Ronnie Spector. Yeah. So I did. Yeah, he actually learned something from me on that. Everything else, he was the teacher, and we were the students on that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was a lot of fun. Okay. I told you during the week. I hope you have your music trivia with you.
I do.
Oh, okay, good. You're prepared. Because when we do Friday Night Live, we always got to have something to try to get the audience to engage or something. Let me check something really quick. I'm going to see if we have any comments. No comments right now. Okay, we're good. No one's texted either. So shame on them. No one's texted. No one's called. Nobody wants to talk to us. But I told you to get 10 music trivia questions. Didn't have to be anything crazy. Just from the year of 1983. Why, people? That was the year I graduated. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I told Raul I was going to get 10 questions for him from the year 1985. That was the year that Raul graduated. We're both Cardinals. We're Whittierites. Proud Cardinals. And so I did. I actually have 20 questions because I wasn't crazy about the first 10, but then I got 10 more, and they were just as easy as the first 10. So it's like, all right, whatever. So here's the deal, Raul. I'm going to ask you a question. If you get it right, you're safe. If you get it wrong, you got to eat a bean. Yeah, I sent Raul a picture. I sent him a picture. I think it was on Monday. And I said, order these now. You can eat them for Friday. He sends me back. Done. I'll have them tomorrow. So
everything's today and tomorrow with Amazon.
That's right. So they're the Bean Boozled beans, as you guys know. And yeah, so if you get it wrong, you got to eat a bean. Actually, what it is, you got, obviously you lift that top up and then you drop it down. Whatever comes up, if it's one bean, you eat it. If it's three, you got to eat them all. And then, we'll see if they're. Were you digging in already?
That's disgusting.
That was pretty bad. What was it?
I don't know. I'm gonna throw up. It was a red one. Jesus criminy.
Wait. Oh, let me put my glasses on. I don't know what the red one is. Let me see. I think the red one is Old Bandage or Pomegranate.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've had
that was a freebie. That was a freebie. So I spit it out.
Thank you. The audience appreciates that. That Old Bandage one. Ugh. That tastes just like taking a Band-Aid off your elbow at 10 years old and just sucking on it. It's horrible.
Just threw up.
All right. Here's the first one right here, Raul, right out of the gate. Okay. Careless Whisper is often credited to George Michael, but under what duo name was it originally released in the UK? Come on.
I know this. I know the song, and I know what he did in Beverly Hills Restroom.
Yeah.
But that's about it. I'm gonna have to eat something. I have no idea.
Come on, you know who those guys are? That they were good-looking guys. It was George Michael and Andrew Ridgeley. Their big song, their first single and video on MTV was huge.
Listen up, folks. You see how Ben gets all lathered up when he talks about good-looking dudes? That's not my lane. That's why I have no idea what he's talking about.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
Just for the record.
Yeah, for the record. So, well, you better eat a bean. The answer was
Wham. Wham. I got it before you said it.
All right. I'll let you go. I'll let you slide on that one.
I got it because it just came to me.
All right. So hit me with one. And then, and same thing applies. These are all going to be from 1983. If I get it wrong, and I got 3 beans sitting right here on top of this can right now. So,
all right. So at the end of the year at the Billboard 100, which I know you love.
Yeah.
What was the #1 song that year? For the longest period in time.
Yeah. I could go 2 ways on it, but I'm gonna go this way because I think this is the right answer. I know it won Record of the Year the following year. I'm gonna go Every Breath You Take, The Police.
You got it.
All right. Yeah.
That's it. All right.
Okay. It was going to be a toss-up between that song and Billie Jean from Michael Jackson.
That's the second one.
Yeah.
That's #2. All right. There's like a greenish one and a red.
Well, you don't have to eat one because I got it right.
Oh, okay.
No.
You get it wrong. If I get it wrong.
Yeah, you only have to eat if you get it wrong.
Oh, shoot.
Okay. Look, if we did that, we both might be like passed out after by the end of the episode.
He's good.
I'd have to get across the studio and get the waste basket over there,
God, dang it.
So
these are
all
disgusting.
Right. Okay, so let me see. One more next. Oh yeah. Okay, next one. Let's see. All right, you better get this one. We Are the World was recorded by a supergroup under what official collective name? Come on, dude.
I remember.
Come on.
I remember the song, and I can visually seeing everybody singing it.
Fantastic. So I love that song. Love that song so much. I get like chills every time I hear it. I love that. Such a fantastic performance.
USA for Africa.
There you go. Are you looking that stuff up on your computer?
Listen, so I did some studying because
You did some studying.
I did because I don't know this stuff, so I did some studying.
So you started to bone up on it.
Yeah, I had to.
Okay.
I know this stuff was going to be disgusting.
Well, hey, at least you're willing to participate in Little Bean Boozled. For years and years, everyone else will not do it with me. Everyone hates it. I think
I
I
see
finally,
why now.
well, well, it's a punishment, but you
Well,
got to get
yeah,
the answers right, and then you're
yeah.
good.
I'd rather pay
There's
money.
but there's got to be some fun behind it. There's got to be an incentive to get things right, and the incentive is you don't have to eat those ugly beans.
Yeah, all right.
But I finally got Brother Jim when he was on the Drunk Show back in March. I finally got him to actually do Bean Boozled with me. So
Yeah, I saw that episode.
yeah,
He
yeah.
wasn't a fan either.
No, no. Oh gosh, absolutely not. All right. So yeah, you got that USA for Africa right. My favorite line in that song is there's a couple of them, but I get chills whenever it breaks into Steve Perry. He says, uh, there's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. I love that. And then Daryl Hall takes it from there, and so good.
So I remember the song vividly,
Yeah.
but I don't recall what prompted them to sing it. I
Well,
don't remember.
remember the year before, 1984, Bob Geldof, who was the founder of the Boomtown Rats, and he put together that group Band Aid, which was all UK musicians, and they did that song, Do They Know It's Christmas? And they were doing it for the famine in Ethiopia.
Okay.
And they released it they released it in December of 84. It was right before Christmas. So collectively, Lionel Richie, Quincy Jones, and Michael Jackson. Yeah, they came together. They wrote the song. Quincy produced it, directed directed everyone, and it was a quick thing. It had so many of the musicians were in town doing other things at the time, because they didn't live here, so they're doing other shows or recording or whatever it was it might be. And then of course, the music community in LA was quite large back in the 80s as well too. And they pulled everybody in. They did it all in one night. And the one thing Quincy Jones said was to everyone, before they even got started, he says, check your egos at the door. And because look, this was going to be Quincy's show, and he wasn't going to put up with anything from anyone. We're not here for you. We're here for everyone. We're here for the collective. And so, yeah. And I just, I think it's just such a great song, and I love to watch the video on that one. Just seeing all the different artists coming in, singing their parts, and like I said, that song just gives me chills. And it raced up the chart, and it was at number one for several weeks. It got to number one very, very quickly after it was released, and did a lot of good. I want to say it raised, and this is not $1985. It raised like over $50 million for the time, for USA for Africa. So it was a great cause. That then also inspired Bryan Adams to put together a group of Canadian musicians. They called that Northern Lights, and they did a song as well. I may have heard that song one time. So they did the same thing. And then I believe it was late 85 or early 86, the heavy metal community comes together. And that was spearheaded by Ronnie James Dio, brought together guys like Rob Halford from Judas Priest and
Yeah.
Kevin Dubrow from Quiet Riot. And just, I mean, all these heavy metal singers and even guitar players, because there was guitar solos in it as well. And that project was called Hearing Aid. And We're Stars. That was the name of the tune. Yeah. So everybody was getting in on that stuff, raising money for a good cause. And yeah, good
Pretty
stuff.
cool.
All right. How did we get there? How did we get there? All right. So you have one for me now.
All right.
Yep.
So, excuse me. So,
Pick the hardest one.
yeah, you know what? You're going to get all of them.
I don't know about that.
Who
Maybe.
sang Electric Avenue?
Oh, come on. You got to give me something harder than that. That
Well,
one's
I know.
that's
Who-
like, yeah, come on. Don't waste my time. That's Eddie Grant.
I don't know. Yeah, that's something. These are things I would never know.
Yeah, that's a good song. I like that song though. I like that song. Yeah, that one came up. I think that one came about like in the spring of 1983. Nobody knew who Eddie Grant was, and he was like really old at the time too.
I still don't know who Eddie Grant is.
Eddie Grant. Speaking of videos, and actually I want to get to something on videos too, but he had 1 or 2 videos on, maybe 3 videos on MTV. But that was his big, obviously, breakthrough in America, and his biggest song as well. But then he was commissioned to write a song and perform a song for what was that Michael Douglas movie with Kathleen Turner, and I think was Danny DeVito in it too. They did 2 of them. The second one was called Jewel of the Nile. And was it just, maybe it was called Romancing the Stone? Was that the name of the movie? I think that was the name. But Eddie Grant was, yeah, I think that was the name of the movie. Eddie Grant was commissioned to do a song for the soundtrack, and it was entitled Romancing the Stone. And then they never used it. They never used, but the song did get released, and it had some fair airplay and a fair amount of success on the Billboard Top 40, but nothing like Electric Avenue.
So back in the day, this Top 100.
Yeah.
Were they ranked based on airtime or purchases?
It was based on sales.
Sales, okay.
Yeah, it was based on record sales. And so that's why there were charts for everything, and there's still charts for everything, where like I remember going into Lovel's, and right by the register on the counter in the glass case next to the register, I would go check it every time I would go into Lovel's. They would have the Billboard Hot 100 for that week. And I would just like be looking up and down the chart, seeing what singles were on there. And because that's all it was singing. The Hot 100 are all singles. And it was based on sales. The record companies would report their sales, or not record companies, the record stores would report their sales on albums and singles every week to whatever company it was. And maybe they were reporting directly to Billboard. I'm not sure. And so that's how that chart was developed. And then, there were other charts, like there was the rhythm and blues chart, the country chart. So, the dance chart, that kind of stuff. And so but the Billboard Hot 100 was a collective of all that. So that's why you would see on the Hot 100, you'd see a disco song, you'd see a rock song, adult contemporary song. That's why you see the combination on that. And of course, that's what a lot of radio stations were playing, especially in the 70s. The AM stations were playing the top 40 stuff. And then and then towards the late 70s, early 80s, that's when it really transitioned to being an 80s thing where we had all these top 40 stations. But that's where they were getting their stuff. And then, of course, MTV, when they broke in 81, they started. I've got something here we're going to cover on MTV too. But they really started to have an influence on the charts because they were playing stuff on their channel that radio stations they didn't necessarily have in their rotation. And so people hear it more on the radio. They're more apt to go out and buy the single or buy the album or whatever, that kind of stuff. So anyway.
Right. So how is it done? No one really buys music now. How is it? Do they even have it now? Like a top.
Oh yeah. The charts are still out there, but the way they're calculated now is way different. Now they use different metrics. They still do. They still have to count a share of sales, but now a lot of it is geared towards streams and
downloads.
Right, but because most people just stream it and don't download it.
Right.
But
right. Yeah, that's what I do.
So let's say, like a song let's say if someone streams an album, whatever the album is, okay, it may take like 20 stream, and I don't even know the number, but I know it's a considerable amount. Let's say it may take 20 streams to equal one album purchase or one song purchase, something like that. So they don't just say, oh, someone streamed it. Okay, well, that's the same as buying it. No, they have a different formula for figuring that stuff out now. But yeah, I don't know exactly what it is. I know that has a lot to do with it though. So,
okay.
Yeah. Anyway. Oh, you're up. Number 3. We won't go through all 10 of them right now. We're going to jump around a little bit. I was hoping you would have been eating already, and so I would be cutting you some slack. But so far, so good.
We're gonna get to that, I'm sure.
Okay, wait. Since I have 20 to choose from. Oh, okay. What was the name of the massive global benefit concert held on July 13th, 1985?
Say that again.
Okay, what was the name of the massive global benefit concert held on July 13th, 1985?
Was it Farm Aid?
No, you're very close. It's Live Aid.
I can't even believe I got that close.
Yeah, now you got to eat a bean or 3 or whatever. Yeah, that one was held. There was 2 shows on the same day.
Oh yeah, only one.
Oh, good for you.
It's yellow.
Oh,
with red.
That could be Wet Dog.
Wet Dog
or Top Banana. Let's hope it's Wet Dog.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh.
Pretty bad.
Wow. Yeah, it's disgusting.
It's like you just brought your dog in from the rain and just gave him a big old lick.
Oh my gosh, we're never playing this game again.
No, you are.
This is bad.
Okay. All right. Hit me with one.
All right. Let's see.
It's great. I love it.
Okay, I'm picking these because I don't know them, but I'm sure you're going to know them, but I don't.
All right.
Who sang Far From Over?
That's it? Who sang Far From Over?
Yeah.
Wow. I might be eating those 3 beans right there. I know I know the song. I'm trying to think of the hook of that song. If I can come up with the hook, I'll know. I'll know who it is. Wow. Far from over. No, that's before his time. Oof. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to concede it some time. Let me see here. What do we got? Uh, what do we got here? Oh, let's do this one. Yeah. Um, okay. All right. Uh, I'm gonna have to. Wow, I'm gonna have to throw in the towel on that one.
Frank Stallone.
Oh yes, I should. Yes, that's right. That's from the Staying Alive soundtrack, and that's a really good song too. And
I don't
what?
remember it.
And I follow Frank on Facebook. We're buddies on Facebook, man.
You're gonna be disappointed in you.
He probably will never come on the podcast now.
Well, this is all the reason to go on the podcast, actually.
Yes. See, I knew if I could get to the hook, and I couldn't get to the hook. Save me, darling. I am down, but I am far from over.
I don't remember
Yeah.
that song.
Yeah. All right. There's three. Okay, I got three beans here. I got a brown one. So that one's going to be, liver and onions or cappuccino. Beautiful. I got the red one, so that we know that's pomegranate or old bandage. And then I got a beige one.
Well, I hope that's barf.
It might be stink bug or toasted marshmallow. I don't know. Let's see. Let's find out. Okay. One at a time. Toasted marshmallow on that one. Yeah.
You sucker.
Woo! Oh man, that honestly tastes like I just got it off the fire. That is so good.
Which one was that one? Toasted marshmallow?
Yeah, that's so good. All right. The red one. Okay.
That's got to be old bandage.
It doesn't taste terrible, but it doesn't taste like pomegranate.
Okay.
Okay. Ooh. The longer I chew it, though, the worse it's getting. Ooh. Oh, wow. Yeah,
it hits you. It hits you.
I got a scab right there.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Ooh. All right. Ugh. Okay, the brown one. Ugh. What did we say? That was like liver and onions or cappuccino. Okay.
Who buys these?
You and I.
Golly.
Ugh. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know if I've ever had liver and onions. And I don't eat liver and onions. Oh. Ooh. Oh.
I think I've eaten it once. By accident.
Oh. Okay, that one was bad. That one was just bad. Ooh. Okay, wait, what I have here, and this was just by chance. I just stumbled upon this during the week. So I thought, oh, this will be fun for Raul and I, because when I had Pam Lewis on a couple weeks back, she was part of the launch of MTV, and we talked about the videos that they had like no videos at all. So this thing popped up, the first 50 videos played on MTV. So I thought that'd be fun to just cover some of them. But before we do that, though, Raul, all right. So you and I, we both went to the same high school together. I graduated 2 years before you did. We didn't know each other in high school. We didn't hang out in high school. You were best buddies with Javier, and
you were too cool.
No, trust me.
You were too cool.
No, but I'm getting to that. All right.
It had all the chicks. Anyway, go ahead.
Ben didn't get all the chicks. Ben wanted to get all the chicks. Ben didn't get all the chicks. So do you think that you were that you are cooler now, or were you cooler in high school?
Oh, now. I was some of my best buddies. I mean, to this day, some of my best friends are my high school buddies.
Of course they are.
Javier Sanchez,
Yeah.
Anthony Ariano.
Yeah.
And I remember circling
David
back.
Calderon.
Yeah, David Calderon. Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, there's all kinds of guys, right?
Yeah.
But I remember circling back with Anthony Ariano. Call him Tony, but Anthony.
Yeah.
And he remembers me being somewhat of an introvert. And I really was not.
Yeah.
But, I hung around my best friend at the time named Ray Arante. And we had our little section. It wasn't at the quad where all the cool people were.
Oh, no. I'll get into that in a minute.
We hung out in a different area. So I really was never a part of, the quad, as they say.
Where did you hang out at lunch and at nutrition? Where were you hanging out?
We hanged out at the Gymtown area, as they called it.
In the front of the science building.
Yeah, right there.
Where
the trees were and that little rows, that little bushes were.
Okay, wait. Was it in the science building or the administration building? Because you had Gymtown
administration building.
And Sunrise hung out in front of the science building.
Yeah, the other side.
Yeah, Gymtown.
Yeah, we couldn't be on the same side.
Yeah. Okay. I love that.
But it's so funny though. Having said that, all of my best buddies in high school were from Sunrise, because not a lot of people played football in my neighborhood. There was a handful.
Yeah.
But and I always talked to Renee and the Jimenez brothers. Some of the best athletes that we had in Whittier High School came out of that Sunrise area.
Yeah, I agree.
Mondo,
Mondo.
I mean, Levon, Barton.
Yep.
Those. They all grew up there. And
that's right.
They were studs.
That's right. No, so folks okay. Now Raul's being a little modest here, but he was big time, especially during his his junior and senior year. He was big time on the football team and everything. He got a scholarship to University of Missouri, so he's a Tiger. And that was an athletic scholarship. And so,
definitely not the grades for sure. Not an academic.
Don't let Raul fool anyone out there. Raul was big time. Raul is still big time, but it's good to hear you say that you're cooler now than you were in high school.
Well, I don't know if I'm cooler now, but it may appear that way. But yeah, I guess came out of a shell, if you will.
Yeah.
To some degree. I was always very vocal on our football team, but when it came to the general population, it wasn't really like that.
I hear you there. I hear you. I was very much the same way, Do you remember there was a teacher? There was a class called Living Skills, and it used to be across the street, and it was Mr. Wiseman, I think. He had a full-on beard, dark hair, beard, wore glasses. Mr. Wiseman, kind of a short guy. And I remember in that class we took this some kind of exam, whatever. You answer so many questions, and it would tell you where you were on the scale of being an introvert or an extrovert.
Right.
And I sat right exactly in the middle. And I always considered myself to be an extrovert, but then I can see where that was coming from. I didn't understand it back then, but I see where it was why it was that I kind of tested that way, I suppose. Because when I was around my circle of friends, the people that we always hung out with, we hung out on the steps outside the girls' gym right across from the band room.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we hung out. And we made fun of all the socias that were in the quad. That's all we did. We made fun of all of them.
Oh yeah.
So I guess in retrospect, because Javier was hanging out with Eddie, we were making fun of them too. So but
Gotta be careful making fun of about Eddie though.
I know, man, that could get
Would
that.
sock
Yeah,
you up.
that could get your head knocked in back then. That's for sure. Oh man, he was a brawler, but a big teddy bear though. Um, but yeah, around my circle of friends, I was I don't want to say I was like the leader, but I was the organizer. I did everything. I'm the one when it came to time to putting together like pick up baseball games, football games, whatever it was. I'm the one that had the phone list. I'm the one that called everybody. I'm the one that
Right.
put everyone together. I'm the one that made the plans to do this on on the weekend, whatever it was, that kind of thing. So within that circle, yeah, I was like totally extroverted, but
Yeah.
like out of my mind extroverted, but and on the ball field playing ball, I was a pretty vocal guy. But outside of that, I kind of was in a little bit of a shell, afraid to
Yeah.
kind of come out because I didn't want people to like make fun of me, point fingers at me, say negative things, that kind of stuff. So it was one of those things. I really didn't like completely come out of my shell till I was probably like, I don't know, 20, 21.
Yeah. Same here.
Yeah.
Same here. Most of my uncles, my aunts, my cousins, they're all introverts.
Yeah.
Beautiful people, but introverts. And they just laugh at me because they think I'm wild. But I'm really not. I'm just a little more an extrovert than them,
Yeah.
and it's kind of funny. But yeah, my most of my entire family are introverts.
Well, the thing is though with you, like you're a real people person too. You just go up and talk to anyone and just,
Yeah.
put your arm around someone and just make them feel like you've been buddies for a long time. So, all right. Now, so you're cooler now than you were in high school. That's cool. That's good. That's good.
Here
For
we
me,
go.
I there
Here we go. Here we go.
for me there aren't
Something's
enough.
coming. Something's
No, there's
coming.
no nothing's coming. There aren't enough O's and cool to describe me. I just have that to say. No, I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. And then kind of go over these. I don't know if we'll go over all 50 of these. It's a lot. 50's a lot. But when MTV launched in 1981, they didn't have videos for like they had nothing. They had 50 videos to start with, basically, and they were cycling these things through like crazy. But everyone knows the very first video is "Video Killed the Radio Star." It's the only song that anyone
Yeah.
knows from the Buggles. Okay, but the second video was "You Better Run" by Pat Benatar. That's off of her debut album. I can't remember what it's called. Something not it's not "In the Heat of the Night," but it's something like that. Anyway, it's the one that has Heartbreaker on it and that kind
Yeah.
of thing. But see, here's one nobody knew that. I mean, "She Won't Dance with Me" by Rod Stewart. That wasn't even a single for Rod. That was it. So where they came up with the video is probably like some kind of promo video that the record company just sent to MTV because like, hey, we need something. But then "You Better You Bet" from the Who, everyone knows that song. That
Oh
was
yeah. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
that's a great song. And then a band called PhD, "Little Susie's on the Up." Now I know that song because the band Tesla covered that song later on in the 80s, like around 87, I think, something like that. And it's a great song. I love this one though. Totally not in MTV's wheelhouse, but they need content. "We Don't Talk Anymore" from Cliff Richard.
Wow.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
like
That
that.
doesn't seem to fit.
No, it doesn't. Especially when you see where within a year and where they were really evolving, where MTV was going. Just some funny stuff. And Cliff Richard's big time. He was, I think the only artist, I think there's two artists, maybe three artists in the UK that have sold more records than Cliff Richard. And that's the Beatles, Elton John, and I think Elvis Presley.
Wow.
That's how big Cliff Richard
I
is.
would have
He
never guessed that.
he had some good success in the United States in the 70s and into the 80s, but by like 81, 82, he was, as far as the United States, he was on his way
So
out.
so I got a bone to pick with that stuff. And
Okay.
here's why. Here's why.
All right.
I remember that guy from Baywatch, the main guy, Hoffer.
Oh, David Hasselhoff.
David. Okay,
Yeah.
he would go and sing over there and just blow it up. But no one, I shouldn't say no one, but it was virtually non-existent here.
Oh, they would make fun of him here in the United States.
So what does that really say about? I'm not trying to take away his credit or nothing like that. I'm just saying. You know, I mean, do they have a lower standard? I'm not trying to be mean. But I'm just saying.
I don't think it's a lower standard. I think it was a more of an open mind to actors or celebrities, you know, going out and doing other things like putting together a band, being musicians, and that kind of thing. Look, Rick Springfield kind of suffered some of the same thing early on. He had a whole career going in the mid to late 70s. And he was releasing music in Australia. The music was being released here in the United States, but it wasn't really gaining any traction. And then he got into acting, and where does he end up in 80, 81? He ends up on General Hospital, big daytime soap opera. So now all the girls see him.
Chick magnet. I just remember him being a chick magnet.
There you go. So now, but he's still a musician. He was a musician before, and he was a musician afterward. But in America, people were seeing him as this soap opera star, this good-looking soap opera star. There I go again, talking about how good-looking guys are. But they see this soap opera star, and where the girls are going to buy the crap out of anything Rick Springfield, the guys are like, yeah, whatever, you know.
Did he sing that song, Don't Talk to Strangers? Was that his song?
Yep. Yeah, that was on the follow-up to Working Class Dog. And that song would have gone number one. Oh, wow. Now you kind of got me here. I can't remember what held that one out of the number one position. But, you know,
I remember him being a pretty good singer, though. I guess that's what I'm getting at.
He puts on a wonderful show. I haven't seen Rick in years. It's probably been a good 15 years since I've seen Rick Springfield live, but he always put on a really good show, always high energy. And you know, for the casual person, they see Rick Springfield as a teen idol. They see him almost as a one-hit wonder, or, you know, on the cover of 17 and Teen Magazine and that kind of stuff. And all I think is Jesse's Girl. And where Jesse's Girl is his only number one single. Don't Talk to Strangers went to number two. The follow-up album to Success Hasn't Spoiled Me Yet was Living in Oz. And that was in 83. And he had like three... He had the first single was Affair of the Heart, real good hard rocking song. The next song was Human Touch, another good song. And I think the third single was the title track. No, might have been Souls. I think Living in Oz might not have been a single released. I don't remember. It might have been Souls was the third single, but, you know, good stuff. And I think that the third album from, or that third album, I guess it's not his third, but since he really got traction, I think that one's one of his hardest rocking albums is Living in Oz. And when you listen to, and I'm a listener of the lyrics. I love lyrics. You could see where it was going from Jesse's Girl to Don't Talk to Strangers to Affair of the Heart and all those songs that he was writing on Living in Oz. he was changing as a songwriter, and his songwriting was really, really good. Phrasing, words he was using, it was just it was incredible. And he'll never get credit for that kind of stuff, but whatever. I mean, hey, the guy's 75, 76 years old right now, and he doesn't need anyone else's approval.
Right.
He's doing just fine. But yeah. So,
So since we're on movie
how did we get
stars,
on Rick
I
Springfield
don't I
anyway?
don't know, but like movie stars, because I asked about
Oh yeah, David
Hofford or
Hasselhoff. That's
David
right.
Hassel. I keep calling him Hofford, but I was just recently listening to uh, Jack Black.
Oh, okay, yeah,
That guy could sing.
yeah, yeah. He's
I mean,
actually really talented. I'm trying to remember his partner's name, and Tenacious D. That's their act.
yeah,
Yeah,
Tenacious D,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah. They
Pretty
actually do.
pretty
Do
impressive guy.
yeah, 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 yeah. He's kind of funny. Yeah, but
Well, he's
but
very
see,
funny.
but he doesn't. Uh, in a different way, because he's so much more known for the acting over the music. Um, and a lot of people don't even realize that he does have a music act or a life outside of acting. Um, but yeah, and let me see who else. Okay, John Schneider, Bo
Oh,
Duke,
yep.
and Tom Wopat, Luke Duke. Both those guys have music careers outside of Dukes of Hazzard, and Tom Wopat didn't really have any success on the top 40 chart, but both were in the country world,
Yeah.
and still actually. But John Schneider had a top 40 hit with the cover of Elvis Presley's um, "It's Now or Never,"
Hmm.
which is "O Sole Mio." Oh,
Right.
solo mio, it's now or never. So yeah, I think he reached uh, definitely top 15. I want to say it was like
Oh
13 or
wow.
14 in 1981. Yeah, it's a good version of that song too. I really like it. I really, really like it a lot. Um, so yeah, there's a lot of actors that have done that. Even Don Johnson took a swing at it too, after his Miami Vice days. But I don't even think it was really after the Miami Vice days. I think that Miami Vice was the vehicle he was using to
Yeah, I
help
try to
promote
get on
that.
the ride the
Yeah,
wave.
exactly, exactly. But Bruce, gosh, why am I blanking on his last name? Die Hard, Die Hard.
Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis. Phew. Bruce Willis did have a music career before he got into acting. His band was called Bruno and the Heaters. And when I think it was when he was doing that show with Sybil Shepherd,
That was a sitcom.
it was an hour long, but it was kind of, it
Yeah.
was kind of a dramedy type thing. God, what was the name of that show? Shoot, I can't recall. But it was right during that period, maybe right around the beginning. No, I think it was before Die Hard, because I think Die Hard was around 87, 88. Um, he did. He released stuff that actually got radio airplay, but it was stuff that was recorded earlier, in like 5 years prior to that, in the 80s.
Mhm.
Respect Yourself. That was the single, Respect Yourself. And it was kind of a bluesy, maybe a little bit of R&B Motown type thing that he had going on. He had women backup singers and that kind of stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Good
it's funny you
stuff.
bring that up because I was gonna ask you about that about the Blues Brothers in
Oh,
terms of they were comedians, actors, and artists.
and they did have success on the Billboard Top 40. With they did the cover version of Spencer Davis's "Give Me Some Lovin'," and they had another one whose I think it was before, I think it was after "Give Me Some Lovin'." Who's making love to your old lady
Maybe
while you wait, who's making love to your old lady when you're out? Wait. When you're
When
out
you're out
there.
making love or something
Yeah,
like
something
that.
like that. Yeah.
Uh,
That was a good one too. Yeah, but there you go. Actors that, had some success in music. Yeah.
if you had to say who was the most successful one that did both, like acting and singing, I know it's not Elvis Presley for dang sure. His
I was
movies were
I actually
horrible.
I was gonna say Elvis. Probably would
Come
have been.
on, his movies were
The
horrible.
movies were corny. He did like one or two that were actually good, but they were corny, and he hated doing them, and he hated singing the goofy
Right?
songs that they wrote for him to sing. But that was the Colonel's influence over him too. I mean, the Colonel had him by the
Yeah,
by
he
the short
ruined him.
curly ones. I don't know. He just and for all of Elvis and his big personality and um his stature in culture and in music and then in the movies, he never stood up to the Colonel. Never stood up to the Colonel. I don't know. But um okay, so we'll take Elvis out of the equation then. Because I do think it was probably Elvis because he had so much success as a musician, and he did, even though there were dumb movies, he did have a lot of success doing that. Uh wow. Um we mentioned quite a few, and they had some success in the ones that we mentioned. I would probably have to say Rick Springfield.
How about Whitney Houston?
Um, well, obviously Whitney had tremendous success as
Was
an
a
artist, as
singer.
a singer, but really she only acted in what couple three movies,
Couple, yeah,
and
The
that was
Bodyguard, and
yeah, and that was like later down the line too. Um, and you know what's funny is I've never seen The Bodyguard.
really
I've never seen that movie.
pretty good movie.
That's what I hear. I hear it's good. And of course, even Dolly says, besides thank you, you put a lot of money in my bank account, but Dolly says that, and I will always love you is Whitney's song.
Yeah,
Even Dolly says that. So, I mean, there's no denying the 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 job that she did on that song, taking that song over and did it and doing the cover of that song that she did, and just, I mean, I don't. What else you say besides she made it her own? I mean, it's
yeah,
absolutely phenomenal. Her her vocal delivery on that was just out of sight,
yeah.
just out of sight. And she, before she had her troubles, man, she was just such a performer and such a great singer and a great talent. And I think that's what Clive Davis saw in her whenever he signed her, and he just really he loved her. But yeah, yeah, I don't know. I think I do. I probably have to say Rick Springfield.
Okay.
I don't know. So, but I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know. All right. Okay. Wait. Hang on. I'm gonna hit you with. Oh, okay. I'm gonna hit you with this one. Yeah. Prepare to eat a bean. This one is not hard at all, but prepare to eat a bean.
Okay.
Who won the Grammy Award for Album of the Year in 1985 for Can't Slow Down? I love this artist.
Can't slow down. 85. I don't even remember that song.
Well, the song that was the title of the album.
Oh, okay.
That was the title of the album, Can't Slow Down. I'll give you a clue. It was this particular artist's second solo album. So this artist came from a very successful uh, group prior to that.
I'm going to say this only because he's your top guy. from Journey.
No.
No,
No.
that's my only guess.
No. No. You better eat whatever comes out of that container there, dude. Come on, let's go. The answer is Lionel Richie. If I'd have said all night long.
Oh yeah, then I would have got it.
Yeah,
All right,
okay.
this is a white one. Kind of
probably
pink.
spoiled milk, maybe. Oh, no, wait. Oh no, that's probably gonna be like stink bug or toasted marshmallow. That's what it looks like, anyway.
Not bad. This one's okay.
It's okay.
Nah.
All right. All right. Cool. So before you ask, well, no, ask me the question first, and then
Right.
we're gonna get back to something
All
that we
right,
were talking about earlier too.
All right,
Oh.
so
See, I got notes here and everything I was making all during the week. Oh yeah, Raul wanted to know about this and talk about it. Okay, all right.
gosh, let's see.
Can't believe I missed that Frank Stallone. I'm sorry, Frank. I'm sorry. I am so sorry, Frank.
God, these are all you're gonna get. Okay, all right.
All right.
Only because I don't know who this person is. How am I supposed to live without you?
Oh. Tell me, how am I supposed to live without?
I remember this song, but I don't remember.
Okay. Before I give you the answer, the writer of that song is Michael Bolton. Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And the his version,
Yeah, he sang that song as well.
He recorded it years later. But that's Laura Branigan.
You sucker. Yep.
Yeah.
I have no idea who she is.
Yeah. Well,
I like the song.
It is. It's a good song. Laura had some really good top 40 success. She had a few. She had a good run there in the early to mid 80s.
Solitaire. Apparently, I don't know that song. Solitaire.
Oh, Solitaire. Yeah, that was the follow up to Gloria. I think that.
She's that singer.
Gloria.
Yeah.
That's Laura Branigan. Yeah.
Well, she had a pretty good run then, because I remember that song.
Yeah, she did. She had a good run. Yeah. Sadly, she passed away like 20 years ago, breast cancer, I think it was. But she had a good run. She had a really good run, good voice. Yeah, but Michael Bolton.
I got one year. I know you're not going to get that.
Okay, give it to me. Give it to me, Holmes.
All right. In the top 50, this song was called Too Shy.
In the top 50?
Yeah, that's what it said.
Well, that's Kaja Gugu.
Who in the hell are they?
The lead, that was their one and only song. The lead singer, Lamal, I think was his name. He left the group like pretty much after they released that album, went solo. He did. He sang the title song to that movie, Never Ending Story, in like 1984, 1985, something like that.
How in the hell do you know this stuff?
I don't know, because I'm a geek. But he didn't do much after that. But he had hair he had like a peacock haircut like this. But I was talking about Michael Bolton for a minute.
Yeah.
You know, Michael Bolton was in a hard rock band in the late 70s called Blackjack with Bruce Kulick, who was one of the guitarists in Kiss from like 84 to 96, and did some really good stuff with Kiss. But they were in that group together. They didn't really get going. They didn't get much going. And then Michael went on a solo. He went solo, and his debut solo album was released in 1983, and it's a rocker. It's not like hard driving, or it's not close to heavy metal, but it's very melodic hard rock. And then that didn't do anything, and it's got fantastic material on it. It didn't do anything at all, really. It had one or two videos that were released to MTV, but then in 1985, I think it was, 4 or 5, we released another album, didn't really get anywhere. Then about 87, flipped the script and went total adult contemporary. And number ones, millions and millions of albums sold out shows everywhere, women swooning all over him, all that kind of stuff. He just became this big crooner, and with a big, powerful voice. So
Yeah, I remember.
I don't know. I went to go see Michael Bolton once. Kenny G opened the show. It was in 1989.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And
another great one.
Yeah. Kenny G was great. His band was fantastic. And then Michael came out, and I was like dying. Come on, got to do at least one song from the debut album. Come on. No rockers at all. I was like, God, you got to be. I was so disappointed. But whatever. So tell me before, because I want to get into some more content regarding your podcast, which for everybody out there is Hard Hats and Humor. But before we get into what the content is going to consist of, tell me how being a collegiate athlete was. Tell me how that was. What was that experience like?
Wow, that was it was great and torture all at the same time. I was talking to a colleague of mine today, and he said, "Come on, Raul, how rough was it? You got a free education, and you did, blah 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 blah." I said, "Listen to me. There's nothing free. We had to wake up at 5 in the morning. Go either get rehab or work out, and then after that, go to school. After that, go get therapy, watch film, then go to practice, then try to eat in between there. And then, because, we needed the help, we would always have to go to tutor class.
Right.
That was kind of a mandatory thing because you needed to be eligible. And back then, even now, you couldn't work. There was no NIL.
Oh yeah.
And it wasn't as easy as people might think it is or was. But I'll tell you what, it taught me a lot of lifelong lessons that I hold near and dear and true to today. And that's just waking up and having a positive attitude and giving it your best effort and leave all the complaining for someone else. Keep your head down, work hard, expect great results, plan for great results. But have a plan and a process in whether it should be on paper, I believe. But yeah, it helped mold me to become a better man, a better leader, a better husband, a better father, and now a better grandfather because of all of those. Having said that, I think I've become that angry old man, get off my lawn kind of a thing.
Oh, come on, of course.
Yeah.
That's you and me both.
Yeah, and then my wife just looks at me and shakes her head. Come on, because I want my I've always had a high standard, not only for myself but for my kids and my grandkids, and I won't lower it.
Yeah,
I just won't, and that could be challenging at times because of my upbringing and my athletic background. My delivery can be a little rough at times. But what I've learned in terms of my delivery is CDA, correction, direction, and affection. So when I have those type of discussions, I lead with the corrective, like what do I expect or what went wrong and why it went wrong.
Right.
The direction, well, this is how it should be, and this is why. And then the affection part, where I tell my now my grandkids, man, bro, I love you. That's why, and I think you're going to be phenomenal, and that's why we're having this discussion, because you're amazing, and you're going to achieve great things. So you put those three components together, and it lends itself to having a better, not only a better discussion, but a better outcome. Now, having said that, here's how I grew up: shut up, sit up, and do this. That's it. That was it.
Yeah.
And it was like the military. Copy that. No questions, no explanation, no nothing. It was just nothing. It just, listen, this is how it's going to be done. And we said, okay. So that's how I think that's how my athletic background has helped me.
Well, I think so I didn't have that discipline growing up from my parents, but I started to learn that discipline from Coach Nerio playing baseball.
Baseball coach.
Playing baseball. And you had to work hard to achieve things, to achieve success that you're looking for. You got to work hard. You just can't roll out of the rack and it happens. And one thing that I found a little bit later, but I was a little bit older at the time, but if you can be successful on the ball field, whatever sport it is, baseball, football, soccer, basketball, so that'd be the court, or if you can be successful on your field of play, you can be successful in life.
Sure.
And because there's a lot of the same discipline that goes into sports that also you apply to your life in the real world, and into working, holding down a job, whatever that is, you have to have that same discipline. And so I've lived by that. And have you ever coached sports at all?
Yeah, I coached high school football.
Okay.
A short period from my high school coach, Coach Zeller.
Yeah.
And then I coached my son in every sport that he was involved in. And here's why. Because unfortunately, unlike you and your fellow brethren, because I saw the podcast about how you guys ran your baseball team.
Yeah.
That's not normal, Ben. You know that. That's not normal. You get these fathers who are weekend warriors, and they're just horrible. They're horrible. And I never wanted my son to be a part of that. So I was always involved in my son's coaching, always, up until high school. And then you gotta
let him go.
Yeah. But up until then, no, I was absolutely. And it's so funny is that the older my son got, my coaching style changed from being a disciplinarian, dictator type of coach, which that's how I was coached.
Yeah.
To a more positive teaching, thought or words of encouragement, as opposed to this is what you did wrong.
Right.
Listen, we wake up every day. We wake up every day and we know life's going to slap us in the face. Everyone's going to, I shouldn't say everyone, but life's going to, say, hey, you're not good enough. You didn't do this right. You didn't do that right. Well, I started to think about that, and I said, well, what if I woke up every day and I told my son or people that I'm leading how good they are, how great they're doing.
Right.
How they're such an important part of the entire team, and they're the reason why we are achieving the results we're achieving. Now, sure, do we have things we need to work on? Absolutely, we all do. But if you lead with that, and it's just been my experience, if I lead with that, that's that's the way it's always been done, and I just found it not to be very fruitful, very and not to pat myself on the back, but coming up through the ranks, my team still have records in companies that have not been broken, and it wasn't because of me. It was because of the teams that I was able to be a part of.
Yeah. Sure.
Feed into, learn from, and build some very successful outcomes because of them.
So, what kind of content can listeners and viewers of your new podcast come to expect on Hard Hats and Humor? Obviously, there's that back end there, humor, so we know we're going to get some giggle. So, just what kind of content are you going to deliver there?
So it's not just going to be about hard hats and humor. I mean, the bulk of it is, and I say the bulk because I've been able to speak with high-ranking union leaders,
right.
And I reached out to them, and we've had some conversations. And yeah, Raul, let's do this, and let's talk about how we can move the trades forward. How can we can move the message of making a whole heck of a lot of money in the trades.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I went to college, but I also know that college isn't for everyone. And that's not me saying it. That's just, it might not be for everyone.
That's just life.
Yeah. And if it's not, I'm telling you, Ben, like there's one school down here in Southern California that just got their hands slapped for putting forth degrees that these children and their parents had to pay, I don't know, $200,000-$300,000. And when they graduate, they're not making any more money than the person working at McDonald's. And that's a fact. I didn't make this up. Yeah. That's a fact. And they said, you're not doing that anymore. It doesn't make sense. So all to say this, I've been able to watch and learn how tradespeople, professionals can move up the rank, make a couple $100,000, man. I'm not telling you anything you don't know.
Yeah.
Make a great living. Now, do they have to work hard? Absolutely.
Oh, you're gonna earn every dime. Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, a great tradesperson will always have a job. They build America. That's not an exaggeration. That's the truth. They build America one job site at a time. They're the backbone of all these big buildings we see in these big stadiums. Who the heck do you think built them?
Who built them?
It wasn't a robot. It wasn't AI, and it's never going to be AI. It's not.
Yeah.
And that's the other gem about it, that AI can only do so much. And is she coming? And is she going to be mean? Absolutely, she is. So we need to prepare ourselves. However, listen, man, there's things in the trades that there's no way. So yeah, so we're going to be talking about that.
Yeah.
I'm also going to be talking with coaches. I've got some coaches lined up. Some coaches that not just coach sports, but they coach neuroscience.
Okay.
And if you know anything about neuroscience, folks, it's the study of your brain, how it works, how to master it. And I've studied that for quite some time now. So that's why I reached out to some of these individuals, and they're going to be on board. And and to your point, a lot of it's going to be comedy as to what the heck we see on the job site. You kind of just shake your head, say, "Come on, man, come on!" But it happens every single day. I'll tell you what. It's humorous to some degree, and sometimes you scratch your head and say, "Gosh, come on, man." Yeah, because at the end of the day, in my profession, our primary goal is to make sure you go home.
Get home. Yeah. Get home in the
Period.
same
Period.
condition you came to work in.
With all your 5 fingers, your 2 eyes, everything. And I know people say, "Oh, come on, don't exaggerate." That's not an exaggeration, folks.
No. It's not.
If you've been on a job site or if you're in the trades, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Can they make some great money? Can we make great money? Absolutely. Is it hazardous? Absolutely, it is. So we try to mitigate that, obviously, and make sure everybody goes home safe. And knock on wood, thank God that I've had some injuries on my job sites, but never a fatality.
Yeah.
And that being said, folks, I don't know if you know this, but 3 construction workers die every day in America. 3.
Wow.
Every day, 3 of them die. And folks, I say men, but there's obviously women in the trades too, but it's predominantly men.
Right.
Those men are not going to walk their daughters down the aisle. They're not going to be able to see the graduation of their loved ones. It's final. So although I kind of put a spin on it being humorous, but it's very serious. It's very serious. So we want to shed a light on multiple things. Like, for example, you've agreed to come on my podcast because I want to recognize what you're doing, what Larry's doing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a somewhat of a hodgepodge of a lot of things, but here's the commonality: brilliant, successful people sharing their story. That's
you don't want me on your podcast.
Here we go with this guy. See, I know, folks. I know Ben's story. Okay, so I know how successful he is. He plays games, but I know. Okay, I know. So that's going to be the common fiber.
Okay.
In everybody, and all my guests that we're going to be having on the show, if you will. They're just awesome human beings.
Yeah. So in a way, it's going to be. There's going to be an educational aspect behind it. There's going to be a safety aspect behind it. There's going to be a storytelling aspect behind it. And then if you get some giggles in there, then all the better, right?
Oh, we're going to laugh.
Yeah.
We're going to laugh for sure.
Yeah.
I can't go through life without laughing. Even if mostly I'm laughing at myself, but either way, still laughing.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well,
so I'm excited.
That's what you and I do all the time.
People.
You and I are laughing all the time.
Yeah. Life's too hard not to.
Yeah.
You know? So we just absolutely. So so I'm excited about all the wonderful people who have agreed to come on the podcast.
Yeah. Do you have a target date for the launch?
Yes. I'm going to say tentatively mid-August. And I say mid-August only because
you only have one.
Well, yeah. Let me back that up. You're right. It was mid-August, I should say. It was mid-August.
Okay.
And I know Ben doesn't think I work, but unfortunately, work's been getting the best of me. I normally put out 2 to 3 shorts a day.
Yep.
And that has kind of dried up a little bit right now.
It has. I was gonna comment on that because I haven't seen the content, but that's I hear you. Work gets in the way of all this goodness that we do.
Yeah, I'm on a job site right now that's going to be the largest rebar manufacturing plant in California. This place is huge.
Wow.
Huge. And it's very dynamic. It's ever so changing.
Yeah.
Forget about it's 105 degrees at 9 a.m. So we got heat illness to worry about. There's so many things. So it's taking up a lot of my time right now. So what I'm going to try to do, and by the way, here's the great news too. It's 6 days a week right now. But I'm not complaining. It's just part of the program at times. So, but I'm gonna get back on the shtick, as they say. Now that I think by next week I'll have my bearings and my feet under me, and there'll be some more shorts coming your way, folks.
There we go. Yeah. If you guys didn't catch it, it's Hard Hats and Humor. Okay, the YouTube channel's already there. All right. We're just waiting for the full episodes to launch. Raul's got a whole series of shorts right now. And as he just explained, it's kind of been lacking the last week to 10 days, but I get it. I totally understand that because, there are times when I can't even, I don't even have the energy to muster up an episode, from one week to the next because of work at times. But that's good. I'm glad you're getting you got it coming. It's coming in August, coming this month. So that's good. Everybody be on the lookout for that. And I can't wait. And I can't wait for you to get some more shorts out because peek behind the curtain, people. Raul sends the shorts over to Larry and I, and he wants our thumbs up or thumbs down.
Oh yeah,
Before he publishes it. I don't know why, but he
You're
does.
the barometer. I said, I mean, if you can chuckle about it, then I said, all right, this is post worthy.
So we're like, yeah, no, give it a go. Yeah.
Hey, just like the comedians do, right? They go to these off beat places and they go try their new material, see if it's going to work before. So you're that audience.
Yeah, we are. We're that audience. Just a couple of knuckleheads.
3 knuckleheads.
All right. Wait. All right. Look, let's wrap it up.
So here's.
Oh, there it is. Oh yeah. No, that's a beauty right there. That's a beauty.
So that's my logo.
Yeah.
Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy.
And here's the best saying that I hear all the time, which is the scariest thing.
Oh no! Watch this.
Oh my God! Listen, folks, if you're on a job site and someone says, "Watch this," or "I've been doing this 30 years," get in your buggy and get the hell out of there because something's not going to be well.
Yeah, I remember you sent me a photo. You were like, "What's wrong with this picture?" And it was a guy standing on the railing of a scissor lift, leaning over, looked like on some framing on like a rooftop there.
He was on the top rail, and everybody knows you don't ever stand on the mid rail. But forget about the top rail. I mean, they're all
top.
bad.
You gotta. I know. You stand on the top rail of the scissor lift. I was like, oh, come on, dude. I was like, well, let's see. What's wrong with this?
Yeah.
I don't know. Guy's about ready to take a header. That's what.
Well, no fall protection either, folks. That's even better.
Yeah. See that? Yeah, and that would be you standing back, with your arms folded, looking at the guy next to you, and like, watch this. That's one of these. That's one of these. You look at him and you do this. Yeah.
Get down. That
was something else, but yeah. I can't wait. It's gonna be good stuff. There was a lot of content I left on the table, but we had some great conversation too. So, okay, here we go. Last question. All right. So find one for me too.
Okay.
All right. Remember, it's all 1985. Phil Collins had a huge year in 1985. He performed at both Live Aid venues on the same day. What mode of transportation made this possible?
Helicopter.
Well, let me explain. You're going to take that answer back.
Okay.
This was on 2 different continents. There was one stage at Wembley Stadium in London, and then there was another stage at RFK Stadium in Philadelphia. They were playing. Now they weren't all exactly playing at the same time, but they were playing on the same day. And Phil Collins was the only musician to play at both shows on the same day.
And what did he utilize?
Yeah, how did he make that happen? Think back, because this is 1985. Ba, 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 ba. I don't think I have let's see, do I have a sound effect for a
well, shoot. I mean,
timer or something? I don't
just based on geography.
Uh-huh.
I would think it had to have been some type of plane or jet, but that seems too obvious, or maybe it's not so obvious. I have no idea. Submarine?
Okay. It definitely wasn't a submarine. But so get your beans prepared. You were on the right track. He took the Concorde.
Wow.
Remember, the Concorde could fly across the Atlantic in like
Yeah, I
what, like two
remember
and a half
that.
hours or something like that.
You sucker. I got 3 of them.
Yes.
All right. Here's a kind of greenish one, or maybe not
Oh,
green.
that's going to be booger or juicy pear.
Yeah, juicy pear. That's okay.
Okay, all right. Damn, too bad it wasn't
All right.
booger.
Here's the red one.
Oh yeah, that ugly bandage on there.
Oh,
Oh,
that one's horrible.
yeah.
I gotta see if this will help. Like a, I don't know, like a 10 or
Huh.
10. Let's see.
See if it's a palate cleanser.
Oh, that is. That's the worst one. That's the worst one. No, it's
That
absolutely
might
the
have been
worst one.
stink bug.
I think it's booger. Oh my god.
Ugh. Nice,
Oh,
nice.
hold on. Oh my
I love it.
So now that we have a little break, I want you to share one of your savage marketing. Yes, yes,
You
just
want
one
me
of
to-
them. Just one of them.
Oh,
You gotta
want
go.
me to
You gotta
read one
go.
of those.
You
Hang on,
gotta go.
I got him over here across the studio. Hold on. You're such a nut. Can't believe you said that.
We got to get them on the books. That's why.
Ugh. I thought you were going to ask. I got stuff scattered all over here. I thought you were going to ask me about Taliesin.
I don't even know what the heck that is.
That's what you told me during the week. You're like, I want to know about Taliesin.
No, because I think you did a great job. So let's give them a little bit of airtime to entice them, as they say, Ben.
Let's see. Where did it go? Oh, I do.
Ben, did you ever have a girlfriend you took to Skateland in Whittier? I know you did. Of course you did.
No. I didn't have a girlfriend that I took to Skateland. But remember when they had the overnight skates where you'd stay all night and like people would bring their sleeping bags and sleep on the floor and stuff. There was one night that I went, and where did it go? There it is. I like this one. I like them all. And before because it would end at like 6:00 in the morning, and that's whenever they throw everybody out and parents would come pick up their kids. And I remember making out with a girl named Adele. And it's funny because when Catherine and I started dating, she used to go to Skateland too. And she said, I only ever made out with one guy at Skateland, and he was a white guy with blonde hair. I'm like, so she was thinking it was me. And I'm like, well, unfortunately, if your name wasn't Adele back then, and, between 8th and 9th grade,
no
it wasn't
cigar.
you. Yeah.
That's
so
funny. That's funny.
Yeah, I used to love to go to Skateland. Okay. All right. So the point of this, and Raul's trying to put one over on me here.
No.
What I did, people, is last Sunday I spent some time here in the studio. Previous guest Pam Lewis asked me if I would put together a couple of things and send over to her that her team could use promoting her appearance on the podcast. So I did that.
For books as well, right?
And then you're right, and she wanted me to pitch her 2 books on Ben Franklin. So I did that as well, and I sent them over. And then I thought to myself, well, you know what? I am trying to really get some sponsorship for this podcast here. So I just was goofing around, and I got some little I guess we would call them live reads because I would read them during the episode. But okay, so it starts with, it says this episode of the Ben Maynard program. Well, I would not even include that. It would just break into the middle of content, and I would do something like, if the founding fathers had a bottle of start again, take two. Now I'm all nervous. If the founding fathers had a bottle like this, history might have sounded a little different. Aged long and crafted with intention, Savage Rabbit Extra Añejo delivers bold notes of oak, rich caramel, and a finish smooth enough to spark a revolution. This is the kind of pour you raise when making moves, making noise, or making your own rules. If you're not watching or listening to the Ben Maynard program with a glass of Savage Rabbit in hand, consider it your declaration to fix that. Savage Rabbit Extra Añejo Tequila. Independence never tasted so good. Please drink responsibly.
So, folks, here's one of the reasons why I asked Ben that question. Number one is I think he did a great job. I really do. Number two, there's another company that Ben has his eye on. So we want to make sure that I think it's called Rifle Coffee.
Black Rifle.
Black Rifle. Okay.
Yeah.
All to say this, folks. Listen, you companies that are out there, you better get in while the price is low. It's just like a stock, okay? You get in while it's low, and when we're really low right now. Okay,
I'm a penny stock.
Yeah, we're not free, or Ben's not free. I say we because I'm his marketing director.
No. It's a we. It's a we.
Yeah. But folks, get a hold of Ben. Get in now, because what you could get for pennies on the dollar from a year from now, it's going to be Tesla stock. And I don't want anybody getting pissed off or anything. That's just an example, okay, folks? In terms of get in now, folks, or you're going to miss out, and you're going to pay a heck of a lot more money. All right, so
this right here, people. This is the humor side of Hard Hats and Humor. Raul, it's Hard Hats and Humor, the YouTube channel, the TikTok,
Instagram,
Facebook. It's all the same thing. It's all under Hard Hats and Humor. All right. Raul's got the shorts out there. He's got his videos, and he's going to be hitting you all with full episodes coming at the end of the month. So just be prepared for that. It's going to be good stuff. Look, you hear Raul here. He's been on this program a couple times now, and yeah, he's worth it. This is why people want him on their podcasts. This is why he's getting lined up. He's getting more bookings than Larry and I. So speaking about getting in on the ground level, you all better get in now while Raul still has time for you.
No, I'm always going to have time for everyone. Trust me.
Pretty soon, Raul's not going to have time to be on your little old podcast anymore. So
no, sir.
Anyway, why don't we just let everybody go now, Raul?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Sound good?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well,
thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ben. Appreciate it.
Come on, dude. This is great. And this is exactly what it was, what it's supposed to be about, coming on, talking stories and pitching what you got going on. So, but we want people to know who you are as well. I know who you are, but we're not going to talk about that here. I just want you to tell people who you want them to think you are. Yeah. So
be careful with that.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, people, as you know, this program is available wherever you get your podcasts. And just like now, it's on YouTube. So just search the Ben Maynard program. Let me get that again. Wow. Oof. Just search the Ben Maynard program and subscribe. Last but not least, follow me on Instagram. It's simply one word, Ben Maynard Program, or on the TikTok at the Ben Maynard Program. Raul has been a ton of fun.
Don't buy these either, folks.
Yeah,
Do
no,
not
buy
these.
these, buy
It's
these,
disgusting.
buy these, and play games with your family and friends. So we will see you next time. All right. So hang in there, everyone. Be cool. Yeah, I'll see you guys. I don't know. I got stuff going on next week. I'm going to try to get out. I may have to do another live stream, but you guys stay posted on the socials for all that stuff. All right. This is the Ben Maynard Program. Tell a friend.